despite like everything that's happened, which has been a lot of things, like personally with the band itself, like the past 2 years, like I'm definitely like a firm believer in like everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like I definitely had to go through my slumps in writing to learn from that and like to find the musician that I am now, right?
Yeah.
To go through all that, you had to go through, find the parts of yourself that you were hiding, or the parts of yourself that you weren't liking to show that you're showing people. All of those things to like get to you feeling this comfortable now. You know what I mean? And that's, I think, the beautiful thing about this whole process is that now when we all feel like we can see what we've learned from this time, you know what I mean? And we can see the things that we've been grateful for. Because you ask me 6 months ago about all the things I've been grateful for, like I might not even be able to give you a straight answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though our answers are a little bit rambly.
Yeah,
Anyway,
nothing's
exactly
really that,
straight.
like, nothing's a straight answer with us, really.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like now being out of it, like all of those things happen and you just learn from it.
Yeah, exactly, man. And that's why I like also so thankful for the songs that, like The Hills, that's like a big part of like what all these sorts of feelings are.
Yeah.
Like going back to the places, sharing those moments with people or friends or experiences that really actually matter, that ground you and make you feel humble. And every time you're feeling that overwhelming sense of negativity, you've got a place you can go to, whether that's a physical place or a place within yourself, and lock into those memories and experiences that really keep you going. And that's what like that The Hills is really about, really. Like I remember freaking Sam calling me and being like, oh man, like we weren't even talking about like writing a song or anything. It was just like we were just talking about childhood stuff, like whether it was us playing cricket together or memories we'd shared together, even like, even things like you and me doing the first All of Me John Legend in front of the school, first performance we've ever done, and just talking about those experiences. And then we were like, well, why don't we just write a song about that? And then that's where it all came from, really. Like Sam was like, well, let's talk about The Hills. Let's talk about where we've grown up, where we've all grown up. And, and that's why that song has felt so special, I think, for all of us in amidst this band, and was one of the first ones where we were really like, okay, let's we can all connect to this. And it's also, we've never really, besides Midland Line, we haven't really talked about our home as much, or the experiences, or what it's like growing up in Perth, or how we necessarily feel about it. And and one thing that that song really holds a special place in my heart, or in all of our hearts, because and for me personally, it was one of those times when I was in that really negative space. It was that bit of light where I was like, I wrote something, and it felt really good. Because I was able to like put a piece of myself into something again. And something that felt real, instead of just like this weird myriad of like, not knowing what I should say, or I don't want to like do the wrong thing, or what would everyone like to see. It was just something that was real and in the moment, which in those last 2 years where those moments grew rarer and rarer till now, really, till being here with you, and the songs that are writing now, the songs that you've written, the songs that you've written with Sam as well, the songs that we've written, everything. And it's a really special time. And that's what's so exciting about moving forward.
I'm so happy that we're releasing The Hills now. Like, now is the perfect time to be releasing The Hills. One, because we can look back on what The Hills is about. We're at home. We're not looking back on when we were home. Like, now, like, we're not there in that same mindset. We're looking back about, man, like, dude, we did learn a lot in that time. And I'm so grateful for, like, because that, is that song, you guys wrote it about coming back from tour, and that feeling of, being in all the places in the world except for like where you're from, and knowing how special that is. And now you can see, like, once you've come out and you've had like perspective, and we're like looking back on the last couple of years, when this song was written, we're looking at it through a different lens and being like, damn, like this song like really does mean that much to us. And that's what I hope like people can can take away from this song, is that feeling of like, wherever your home is. If your home isn't in your home, like wherever you can go back to, or somewhere that you can find like happiness or joy in, like,
or even people, friends, family, wherever you find your solace, wherever you find your peace, especially today where things are so much more busy. We're living in a period of time where things have never ever happened before, whether it's the technology or what's been going on with COVID. It's a whole new time. So those things are so important to remember. And I think that that's what we want, not just with the hills, but people to take away with this album moving forward as well. To find not just the places within yourself that are really, really positive, but acknowledge the negative experiences or the anxieties as a part of that growth experience. Because that's what this album is, really. It's a growth experience for you. It's a growth experience for me, growth experience for Sam, growth experience for Lyndon, growth experience for every single person who's been involved with this album.